So the 49ers just had their first game under basically the Trey Lance era. They went into Chicago and lost in what I thought was going to be a lock with the 49ers beating the Bears. Turned out to be the complete opposite, and they lost 19-10 against the Bears, 2 scores, and I know it's only been one game, but that begs the question, should the 49ers be worried about Trey Lance? So in the loss to the Bears, Trey Lance he was 13 of 28 with a 46.4% completion percentage and 164 yards, no touchdowns, an interception, and a QBR rating of 50.3. On top of that, he added 13 rushes for 54 yards and a fumble, but he did not lose the fumble. He was the team's leading rusher, only 2 yards ahead of Deebo Samuel, but still the team's leading rusher. Before I get any further into this, I want to acknowledge the absolutely terrible playing conditions that were in Soldier Field. They were playing in a fucking swimming pool of a football field. There was puddles everywhere. It was raining just the whole entire game, basically. They were sliding around all over the place. These were terrible conditions to play in, and I don't blame them for playing bad, but the other team was also playing in the same conditions, so just something to note before I go into this. So let's start out with the good. Trey Lance's running ability was absolutely crucial to this game, especially on third downs when he would either have a designed run play or he would be scrambling and get to the first down. On multiple occasions, that's what happened. And when it came to one-on-one tackles, open field tackles, he was able to make people miss and get further upfield. And when it came to the designed run plays, he was excellent at following his blocks. So I think his running ability was a lot more important and a lot better than people give him credit for, especially in that last game. And when you go to him throwing the ball, he had a few pretty good passes. It was kind of limited because of the game plan and the weather conditions, mainly a lot more design run plays for him. But when he did throw the ball, he did make some good passes, most notably being the pass that he made to Ray McCloud up in the second level when he got it past a linebacker and the safety Eddie Jackson right along the sideline. It was a really good pass, probably his best pass of the day. But other times in the game, he hit Jawan Jennings on a long ball and Ross Dwelly over the middle in a tight space on third down. But now we're going to segue over into the bad. A 46.4 completion percentage is not good at all, and a 50.3 QBR is also not good at all. And throwing for 164 yards and no touchdowns is also bad. But I think the two worst things about Trey Lance this game was his missed throw to Tyler Kroft. He did have a little bit of pressure in his face, probably threw off his throw, but Tyler Kroft was wide open on the sideline and he missed him pretty badly. And then on his interception to Eddie Jackson, the only thing that really was wrong was that obviously the interception itself, but he was staring down his receiver the whole time, and that's why Eddie Jackson came up, jumped the route, and picked it off. On the last drive of the game, I will say he was driving them down the field in the pouring fucking rain, just terrible rain, and the play that iced the game is when he threw it high out of bounds on fourth down. Honestly, looking at the camera, I don't really knock him too much for this throw, but it was very unclutch of him to do that. But yeah, making a throw like that, especially in the rain, pretty difficult thing to do. They were already down 2 scores with like around 4 minutes left. So overall, I think that Trey Lance had an okay day. It really wasn't anything special. I wouldn't call it terrible though. But the main question of the video is, should the 49ers be worried about Trey Lance? Should they bring in Jimmy G again? And my answer is no. You are 1 week into the season, and in that 1 week, you played in possibly the worst weather conditions ever. And I know the other team was in those conditions. Justin Fields had a better game than Trey Lance. However, it's the first game of the season, and I think this gets a lot of people. People tend to overreact extremely, especially for the first week. I say give Trey Lance a little bit of time. 3 first-round picks to play like that? No, it's not okay. But he needs to get a little bit more time. At least give him another week to see how he's playing. Obviously, they're not going to pull him and put Jimmy G in unless he's throwing like 5 picks and they're getting blown out. Next week, they're going to be going to Seattle and playing the Seahawks. So let's give him some time and see how he does against Seattle. And then if he does bad, you can come back here and say, oh, you're a dumbass. You can't evaluate quarterbacks. I've gotten that before, so. But my final verdict is give Trey Lance some time. Yes, he didn't have the best game. Wasn't the best circumstances. Wasn't a game plan really catered for him to succeed through the air. It was more of a running game plan, I'd say. I mean, that seems like the wise decision to do in the pouring rain. And don't get me wrong, I am a 49ers hater, but I'm just being real, all right? I'm a 49ers hater. I'm a Saints fan. They have done some terrible things to my team. They have broken my heart. I despise the 49ers, but I don't think that it is fair to call Trey Lance a bust as of right now. If he sucks later on in the season, hey, go ahead, call him a bust. But as of right now, give him some time. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please check out some other videos on my channel. And if you do, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all of that while you're there. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later.